Hello everyone, this is Som Gaming. Hope you enjoy the content. Alright everyone, welcome back to Manor Lords. I'm very excited to be playing this again. I haven't played it for almost a week, mainly because I had holidays and I was too busy with the release of Anno, to be honest, so I'm really glad to be here. Before we start, I just wanted to take a few minutes just to say thank you for all of the viewership. It looks like this series has slowly picked up. Obviously, I'm a new content creator, but for me, any view means the world. So thank you for everyone who took interest. I will continue doing this series. I'm loving this game so far, so I hope you enjoy it. Alright, let's dive into episode 8 of this series. So last time, of course, the highlight was that we battled our raiders, which is where the raid took place, and we defeated them successfully, and we took away the spoils of war, and we actually upgraded a bit of our military. Then we finished the episode by actually looking through what is our future plan. And if you remember, one of the main things I wanted to work on, it was the introduction of the baking industry, or the bread industry. So I'm just going to let time play now, and I will leave it at +1 because, to be honest, there is a lot of things we want to do here. First of all, let's have a look at the situation of our farms. We've got the crops are being grown, so slowly we should see them pop up, hopefully. And then we also have the flax here, which is at the sowing is still happening. Actually, you can see here the people sowing the fields, so hopefully we'll get that going. We are already in June. I think the harvest is normally meant to be around autumn time. I also see our hunting has recovered, so maybe it's time to go back to hunting. And what else in terms of food? So let's have a look of the overview. We have the 2 fishermen's hut. Now some people here do not have... Yeah, is that what that means? Yeah, that they don't have water. So hopefully once this gets built, that shouldn't be an issue anymore. Okay, so what is the first thing I want to do? I want to lay down the foundation for the bread industry. Now, we already started last time by setting up the windmill, which is great, but obviously this will just give us flour. The next bit with the flour, we need to process it into bread, and for that we need to use the bakery, which is farming here, communal oven, I should say. So the bakery I want to put kind of central to the city. I like the idea that, like most villages, especially here in the UK, you kind of come out of your house and then you walk to the bakery, get fresh bread and so on. So I do like the idea of having it kind of fairly central in the city. I think I will put it here as well because I believe this is central enough, because bear in mind we'll also be expanding here, but at the same time this is central enough because it's close to the church, but at the same time is close to the farm, so it's kind of like a nice balance between the two. The other reason, I just like the idea of it being next to the church. Like you finish with the church and then you kind of go and get your bread and stuff and all sorts of stuff you need to do for the rest of the day. So let's set it up here. But for now, I'm just going to set it to low because I want this to finish. I'll put it as high as actually. And the other thing that we're building is this one here, which is set to medium. This actually should be lower than that. So first I want them to finish this. Then I would like them to finish the well. Where is the well? Here. And then do the bakery. So let's set this up to medium. So that should be it with the building. So far we have 2 building families. I will leave it as it is for now. And yeah. So that should be our industry. Just for clarity, once this gets built, well, obviously the first thing that needs to happen is we need to harvest. Once we finish with the harvest, then this will then get processed into flour. Once this gets built, obviously, then the flour will be transported into the communal oven, which will then get converted into bread, which will then be hopefully stored in the market. So that's kind of the circle of life, or the life of our crops, if you like. Cool. So what I'm going to do now, let's have a look how much... The other thing, yeah, it's the fish. So we have a lot of fish, and we're actually already exporting a bit of fish, but I'm going to take one family out of the fish, and I'm going to make them into hunters. And just as a reminder, the way that hunting works is you can set a maximum, and basically what this or reserve, if you like, and what this means is that the hunters will keep hunting until this number here, you see now is 19 out of 20, will basically reach this level. So in this case 10. Once it reaches 10, it will just stop. And this is done primarily so we don't essentially completely remove all of our hunting. And I like this concept because it's very realistic. Is if you go to a forest, the place of forest, like, where is hunting, and you basically overhunt, then you will just basically completely diminish the population of the animals. So that's kind of the idea, keeping with the logic of being as realistic as possible. So let's set the hunting area here, like before. And what else do we need to sort out in terms of food? The last thing is I want to see whether we are... Because last time we had an issue with our chickens and our goats and so on. So I just want to make sure that we do have a supply of eggs and stuff. So we have vegetables, which is good, because we didn't have any vegetables before. We have a few eggs. Again, I was expecting a few more. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing. Maybe I need a lot more chickens. I don't know. Maybe. And for the meat, I'm getting more and more convinced that the reason the reason that we're not getting them is perhaps because we do not have a butcher. Because if you see here, it says meat and hides from surplus livestock and sausages from sold and meat. So that to me means surplus livestock. So I don't know if this counts as livestock, because I know that you can also have actual livestock down the line. You can have fields for grazing and so on. So I'm not sure. I'm just going to go with this idea as a concept, and hopefully that I'm correct. So let's go. So this is the bowyer shop. This is a joiner shop, which is where we build our shields. Then here I want to have the butcher. Again, keeping with the idea that what are these guys doing here? Why are they just standing around? Retaining. Anyway, keeping with the idea that we'll have the bakery here, we will have and then across we'll have the butcher. I would like to think that you come out, you go for your church, then you go get your fresh bread, get the meat, and so on. So I don't know. I try to keep this as realistic as possible. Lot level 2. Oh, you need to be a level 2. Okay, so let's wait for this to upgrade, and then we will do that. And let's also upgrade this one and put it as leave it as medium is fine. No, leave it as low, because I want the baker to be done as soon as possible. Yeah, so that would be the meat. We'll also obviously be getting meat from the hunters that they're working on now. What else? And I think that would be it for the food. The next thing I want to check is our trading, because last time, if you remember, we set up a trade to bring in some spears. And for those who don't know, you can go here and you can go to trade and see what happens. And we can see we actually already got 5 spears, which is excellent. And we've been selling consistently a lot of fish, which is good. Oh, actually, we even have a transaction list here. I didn't notice this before. That's amazing. That's something that really helps give visibility. Anything that the developers do to give visibility to what we're doing, what is happening, is incredible. And I actually heard a lot of rumors, and from watching a few content creators, that the next update will be full of this kind of thing. So I'm really excited. I don't know when it will drop, but I'm really excited. Okay, so we got the spears. One question I had last time, which I didn't actually, I guess, get answered, is if you look at here, I have a surplus of 7. Okay, so no, sorry, this answers my question. Okay, so it does work on surplus. And again, I'm going to explain something that I explained last time, is this toggles whether you can see what extra equipment you have. while this one shows you all of the equipments, regardless if they're extra or not. So extra, another word for extra is just surplus. And in this case, I said to essentially only bring in spears until we have 7 extra, essentially. And the reason I put 7, I think I wanted 25 soldiers. So if we go to our soldiers menu, which is V, yeah, we have 16 out of 36. It's probably because the shields are limiting us. Because if I go back, I have 18 large shields, so I would expect this to be 18. Maybe we don't have the people? Could be. Could be that we don't have the people because... yeah, it could be that we need more people. Let's see. Let's see what happens when we get a new family. Okay, so that's the trade. The last thing I wanted to check before I continue with like what the new stuff I want to do in this episode is the logging industry. Again, last time we had a big issue with the logging industry. But it looks like, basically mainly planks. We were actively running out of planks. It looks like it's under control now. I've got 2 people here on the saw pit. And I've got 2 people, yeah, going on here. So I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's under control now. Because we've got quite a bit and we're fine. So, the other thing I asked last time, well, I asked to the crowd, but I discovered by myself, is essentially I asked how can I figure out how many animals I have. And by pressing that tab, which I actually did a short on to as a tip, you can see we have 1 here. That's Herman, our famous Herman. Then that's Linhart, that's Toman, and there should be 1 more because I think I had 4. Maybe it's here? Yeah, it's here. Oh no, that's the horse. That's probably the horse. Oh no. Why is the... why is there an ox here? Anyway, is that our ox? Strange. Fair enough. So, yeah, there should have been 1 more. Last time we were also upgrading our stables and hinging posts. So let's set these up. Let's upgrade this. Set it as low priority as well. And for this one, we already upgraded this. Sorry, we already filled up. Where is the other stables? Yeah, okay, so we can just get 1 more. Right, we got a new family. Now that we have a new family, where can we use them? I think I should bring them, yeah, in the granary, because we're slowly running out of space. You see here, this is overloaded already. I think at some point, you know, we'll need a new granary. It's but I'm still a bit confused. It looks like this is just above like the normal demand, but we don't really have a surplus here, as we know, like we're full. But anyway, let them continue. Let's do this and let's have a look at again our crops. Okay, excellent. Oh, did this finish? Okay, this is almost finished. Let's just speed up time a bit to have it finished. I was going to say, I said that once we get a new family, I wanted to see what will happen to the military. So if we go V again. Yeah, there we go. So we got 2 more. So actually, I think I will keep producing shields until I have 36, like a full militia unit. Same with the bows. So the bows have 40. Let's do it to 50. Thing is you need people, so you can't really do much without them. Okay. The next thing we started last time was the clay industry. At the moment, I don't have anyone working on the clay pit because I'm kind of trying to balance my people. But once the farming is done, I should be able to continue. I think clay is more like a winter thing, in my opinion. But yeah. Let's see. Woodcutter's Lodge. Oh, and then we've also been working on our manor. So essentially, we have a lot of things being constructed. So I'm not going to build anything else just yet until things are finished off. Anyway, I still need a couple more families, so I'm just going to let time play. And I'm going to focus on the next thing I want to do, which is I want to try and conquer this area. Now, last time I said that I didn't know how it works, but I actually had a quick look at the guide. What is it called? The guidebook or whatever. This menu here. I don't know what they call it. The help subjects. That's what it's called. So I had a look at it and read a bit and how you expand, and it's much simpler than what I thought. All you need to do is, first of all, you need some influence, and you just click on where you want to get it, and then you can claim it. Now, in the future, we'll get with King's Favor. I don't know what this is about. I don't know if this is already out, but it's a different mode. But in this case, I want to claim with influence. And once you claim it, I believe all of the other players or whatever, people around you, have the chance to fight back and say, no, you cannot have it. Now, I think this gives time to the Baron to essentially say, no, you cannot have it. And if he says, if he challenges it, then we need to fight him. Which it won't be ideal, to be honest with you, because I think he's pretty strong. But let's see. So yeah, so will be claiming. This will start filling up now. And the reason I want to claim it, I spoke about it in the very first episode, but now, just to catch you up, look at this. We have a rich iron deposit, which is something we do not have at all in our region. Okay, obviously we have a hunt, which is fine. But we also have a rich clay deposit. So essentially this will become a boom of industry. Like it will be booming with iron and with clay. So this can become like a specialized region. How this region is our farming land, this can be our I don't know, industry, or I don't know what you call it, like factory land. Okay, so we'll just go on ×2 for now. I said I will keep it at 1, but there isn't much going on. And essentially I want the building to be finished. And once I get some of the main things finished, I'm going to take one family of building and I'm going to switch them to perhaps the clay. Actually, maybe, given that I have so much timber. Oh no, I already have 2 in the timber. I have a lot of planks, which is awesome to see. Okay, so I'm going to take one out of the planks now that we have quite a lot, and I'm going to transfer them all the way to clay to start collecting clay. And our meal is finished. Let's have a look. Ooh. There we go. Awesome. Overlooking the mountains in the back. It's not working just yet because there is nobody working on it. Maybe down the line, once we have the crops in, we'll set that up. And yeah, that's with the farming industry. Now we have someone working on the clay, which is great. At the moment, it's not very ideal because once they have something stored, they don't have the warehouse yet. This is still being built, but eventually they will have it sorted. All right. Now, while we wait, I want to speak about some of the plans I have. There is a reason I built this warehouse. I want to make this like a secondary industrial area, if you like, or yeah, industry area, because here I have my stone, I have my clay. What I will probably build here is also whatever is called the one that processes it into tiles. Let's have a look. No, that's a mining pit. This one, the clay furnace. So I will have the clay furnace here, and I also want to essentially bring some of my wood cutting industry here. I'll probably migrate one of the saw pits here, and I will bring one of the wood choppers, and I will also build a reforestation as well. So this is kind of a plan for the future. I don't think we'll get to it on this episode because I don't want to build anything else just yet. Probably on the next one. Maybe that's something we can look at on the next one. Oh, right. Let's have another look at our farmers, or farming, I should say. They're being... Yeah, the sowing has finished. So now that it's growing, I guess the farmers don't really have anything to do. Is that correct? Let's have a look. Yeah, they're just waiting. I'm guessing they're just waiting for stuff to finish. Yeah, so I could take one out, I guess. And I could put them on... Is the bakery done? No, it's not. Where can I put them? I could leave them as builders, actually, given that we have so much building going on. How much mining does this have? 184. So it's not a lot of mining. Okay. The other thing I wanted to cover again is the reason I'm building my my clay industry is because I would like to upgrade my church. Because upgrading the church is something that is needed by tier 2. But for that you need tiles. So we need to wait a bit for that. Alright. Yes, we got the region. Amazing. You can quickly cycle between your commanded regions by pressing T, okay? Awesome. Now, I do not know what I need to do to keep up with the region. I think I need to build a camp. Maybe. Let's have a look. Place it on the empty claim territory in order to settle it. Grant space, starting supplies, and 5 starting families. Ah, okay. Now, the real question is, what if I don't place it? Can I wait a bit? Because I don't really want to... Yeah, I want to finish off with the farming first. I want to wait until... Actually, maybe... I'm thinking... Basically, what I'm thinking is the winter. Because the winter is coming. Well, it's not really coming. It's in 6 months. But... no, not in 4 months. But... Do I wait until after... I don't really want to settle in the winter because my people will die. Will that give us enough time, you think, to sort out everything? And... I think it will do. I think. Yeah, let's go with it. Let's... not risk it, but yeah, I guess, yeah, kind of risk it. So, the real question is, where do we want to settle? Do we want to settle here, or do we want to settle up here? I think if we settle up here, it's more focused around the mines and so on. But the issue is that there is no food close by. While if we settle down here, we have the fish, obviously. And we will also supply... and we have the hunting, I guess, here, so... It is not too bad. I do like the idea of settling on top of the hill, and then we can build like a manor here and so on. But let's do it. Let's build here, and the fishers can go here and do their thing. Okay, let's do it. Let's see. Let's build our camp here. Oh, not enough goods. What do I need? I need regional wealth. Oh, I need treasury. Okay, we need to wait. We need to wait for the treasury. Sorry for that. While we do that, let's have a look at the fertilities. I believe they're not great. Actually, there's not even water. So maybe settling here is not the greatest. Maybe I do need to settle down here because there's no water supply close by. I mean, there is here, but not great. Okay, let's settle down here. I changed my mind. Let's settle down here with the water and everything. That gives us the wood around us and so on. It would be a small village anyway. And then up here will be the industry and so on. And the hunting. And I would like to think is where the people go to kind of go to the mines and so on. And then they come back home and things like that. While we wait for the treasury to build up, let's also have a look at the fertilities. I believe they shouldn't be great. Yeah, this is horrible. Horrible, horrible. Rye is not that bad. Smell. Oh, this is work in progress. Okay. But I'm not massively bothered, mainly because, remember, this is our primary farming village. So we're not bothered by that. Okay, so a few things have finished here in Dunstable. We have the communal oven that has just finished, which requires firewood. Now, that makes me think that maybe it's time to move the firewood industry down here. How much firewood do I have? Only 6 months. Okay. Yeah, maybe it's time to move it here. So we can expand a bit. Or maybe... yeah, let's move it... actually, no, let's move it here. Let's move it a bit here. Behind the manor. Okay. Let's make this as highest actually. I don't know how you can transfer these. Like, who triggers the transferring of these items? Is it the... Oh, the warehouse worker, okay. But then why didn't they... transfer these? Is it because there was no route? Maybe. Okay. Oh, we have 4 families in the building. Interesting. Okay, has our stables been built? No, it's in construction. All right. And let's have a look at our military, how it's doing. Okay, new mercenary. We're about to get a new family as well. Hey, look at our fields. Amazing. Yield. Estimated resources produced. Day left to harvest. Oh, okay. So maybe it's time to put... They're waiting, so... I think it... Yeah, we'll harvest in autumn. Okay. So... now that we built most of the things, let's start working on this area. I spoke about this earlier. What I want to do, I want to... excuse me. I want to build like a bit of an extra industry here, starting with the warehouse, which we want to now increase to high. Then we also would like to build... Where is it again? The clay furnace here. We can build it here across the road. Let's make it as medium. Yeah, leave it as medium. Yeah, we have 5 families now, which is quite a lot. The other thing I want to do, I would like to slowly migrate my saw pit from here all the way, probably here. And let's build a road that takes us there, like this. And also let's build a wood camp, forester's hut. Okay, limit the area in the... Ah, yeah, this is where you can rebuild. So we'll do that on our main area. And a logging camp. Let's build it here. Okay. Again, leave it as medium, or maybe as low. Cool. We have increased settlement. Let's have a look at our houses. Looking good. Okay. Now I want to upgrade a few more. Require... they're not made. Okay, because we don't have the... We don't have the extra food. Clothing, food variety. The food variety is really low, and it's just beyond me why that's the case, but anyway. So let's make these into another chicken coop. Same with this one. Same with this one. And here we can have goats. Goats. This I will leave because maybe I can make them into... Yeah, maybe I can make them into clothes. Yeah. Then let's build the butcher. So the butcher will be... As I said, I wanted this to be. So this to be the butcher because it's next to the... Excuse me. It's next to the church. And then once they finally move the supplies, I want to build a big plot here, which will be our another farm, another like a farmer. Here we need to buy every 150 days. Oh my god. That's what's happening. That's why it's so slow. It's every 150 days. That's why we don't get any yield out of them. Does it say the same for the chickens? Yeah, I wonder if it says the same with the chickens. No, it doesn't. It just says chickens that produce eggs. Okay. Okay. Let's now pick which ones we want to upgrade. This is still in. Is this upgrading? I think it's upgrading. It's not being built, right? Oh no, he's building the farmers. Okay, so let's upgrade these ones then if we can. No, we don't have the planks. Okay, that's because we did quite a lot of upgrading recently. We have quite a bit of planks, but we don't have anything surplus. Okay. Food, man, is a big issue. I'm struggling to follow up with it. Right, take the hunter out, put the fish here. Hopefully once the harvest is done. Have they started harvesting? No, right? I'm guessing not, because this is still being... Allows use of a fallow field as a pasture. Improve fertility restoration. Okay. What are they doing? Are they still waiting? Yeah, they're still waiting, so... Because this needs to grow. Alright. Construction finished. Turkish plot. Okay. What's next? Okay, the next thing I would like to do is I would like to go around the houses and just double check our needs, because before we had a bit of an issue. So you see we're lacking the variety of food, so we know food is an issue already. Water is no longer an issue because we're now building new one, which is great. And by the way, if you don't know how I'm getting this information, is through this here. These icons down here tell me what they're missing. So in this case, they're missing one variety of food, I guess. Yeah, there we go. So that's how I'm getting it. Okay. So let's see. Are there any of them that are ready to be upgraded? No, I don't see any. Let's put one more guy in here. We have a lot of things that needs to be distributed around. Okay. And how is this area doing? So I'm just jumping around because there is a lot of things going on at the same time. And I'm just waiting for things to finish. So I'm just going to speed up time while we wait for this to finish. Salt deposit. Now I did see this about force the... What is this? Estimated resources produced. Days left to harvest. But why does it say days left to harvest? Is that because... Can you not harvest in autumn? Let me just see. Resources, economy. Where is farming? Living space, bandity, regional wealth. Tutorials. Farming. When crops are growing, they absorb certain nutrients from the soil, temporarily lowering its fertility and thus diminishing yields over time. To combat this, consider changing the crop type, or even better, leaving the field fallow for a year. Okay. Field plots. Fields in Manor Lords needs to be very large to be effective, but also take long to plow by hand. For a starting village, try a side. Okay. Later, if you want, also remember to check the ground fertility and crop types. Farming cycles. If the field is not set to fallow, workers will plow it and sow the crop as soon as possible. Yield will increase as it grows, and it's harvested in September during the harvest season. Okay. Oh, I can't click on the harvest season, unfortunately. Okay, so that answers all of our questions. Great. I love when a game has enough information to help you figure out what's going on. Cool. So the next thing that I will do is I would like to set up myself another field. Let me remember what was the situation with our fertility. So emmer is here. Barley is here, so this will be specialized on barley. This is specialized on flax, probably because, yeah, the fertility is there for it. So then this would be emmer. I don't know what emmer is used for, though. Got a bit of room to expand the flax as well, by the way. We could build another flax to have even more... or we could just do as much rye as possible. Emmer. I need to figure out what emmer is used for. Yeah. Here I think we can have another big wheat field, I think. But we can wait for that, maybe. Because we don't have as many people to balance them out. Yeah, we'll do it after the winter. Okay, so our storehouse is finished now, which is awesome. People here are working their way through the clay. Then we'll get this finished. I'm going to assign one person. Oh, they're going to... Okay. Yeah, we'll have one person here. I guess that's fine. I don't have anyone here. So we've got people building the resources here. That's our expansion of the forest. Okay, so... Oh, and our manor is done. Let's have a look. Well, not done, because obviously it's not completed. Speaking of, let's see, because we have quite a bit of planks. Maybe it's time to expand it even more. So let's go through wall gates. And let's build around here. So many planks, but anyway. And let's have another road. Oh, I cannot commit. I'm just short of committing. Okay, let's remove wall point. Yeah, let's commit to this. But let's leave it as medium. It's not as important because it's literally just for the show, if you like. Yeah. Still waiting for some stuff to come through. Yeah. So food is an issue. It's by clear indication the biggest issue we have at the moment. I hope that as soon as this gets harvested, then we will be able to meet the demand. I really hope. And on the next year, I will have a lot of more yield through the bigger field, because I'm going to build a big field here. Let's actually do it now. Let's be this last thing we do. Sorry, shrubbery farming. And let's go with rye, and let's have very big field here. Yes. Actually, wait, no. So I want to do like a pathway here, and maybe, yeah, that's fine. And now let's do it. Rye fertility. No, I don't want it to spill over there. I want it to be... Yeah, I want it to kind of just finish here. Yeah, like this. Nice. Okay. Awesome. And this would be... I need to remember when the year changes. So in this case, this would be fallow. Then next year it would be... wheat, maybe? The thing is not as great, actually, but anyway. No, this is fallow, then wheat, then... barley? Yeah, maybe. To have the beer. Okay. And let's start, we'll start now with the harvesting. Let's put one more family here. Take them out of the clay. And put them here. And let them harvest. Okay. So, I think that would be it for this episode. I'm trying to keep the episodes shorter. Well, around 40 minutes because the previous one was almost an hour. And I think it's a lot easier to be more focused if I have a shorter episode. So, obviously we're now out of the winter, we're out of the raid, we finished both of them. And we started doing the farming, reallocating our people. And we can see here that we have our wheat field, which is ready to be harvested. And yeah, that's what we'll do next time. So thank you again for joining yet another episode of Manor Lords. If you enjoy the content, please leave a like. It helps me, it helps the algorithm, and it just gives me an indication that, you know, the content I'm making is good. And yeah, I will see you in the next episode in Manor Lords. Thank you again. See you.